Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Howard who loved writing stories.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.
Hello and welcome to the worst writer in the world with me, Rufus, and my beautiful man friend. Come on, beautiful man friend, say your name. And my beautiful man friend.
Hello.
Howard, Mr. Howard Long.
Yes, it's correct. That's my name. If you rub it,
A genie comes out. Thank you to the British Comedy Guide for hosting this show. Thanks to our lovely patrons on Patreon for supporting this show. And thanks to you for listening to this show, which is what you're doing right now in case you were confused.
I was a little confused, but thanks for pointing it out.
This week is a little bit different because we're going to have two things happening this week, Howard. Two different things.
Oh my God, multitasking. How exciting.
No, they're not going to happen at the same time. They're going to happen one after the other. First up, the first thing you're going to hear is something we like to call drunk writing, because what we did was we planned something while drunk, wrote it while drunk, and then read it while sober. So you're going to hear switching between two different recordings, one of us sober and one of us quite drunk. Then we're going to hear me reading something that Howard wrote when he was young, for a change, right?
Ooh.
But it's not a story.
What?
This is a project that you did in religious studies about death, all right? So obviously it was Howard as a 12-year-old. It's not going to get into any great detail, but content warning for talking about death.
Right.
All right, so let's get started. First up, drunk writing, and then a project on death. Are you ready?
Yes.
I was death ready. All right, well, let's explain what happened,
Okay.
shall we?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, we got drunk last week, of course.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
So we did that, and then we couldn't be bothered to do any proper work. So we decided to record ourselves bitching about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Don't know why, that was just half Scooby-Doo, half Japanese. It was racist and doggist at the same time. I was like, I don't know if it was more offensive to dogs or...
Japanese people, because dogs aren't listening.
Okay, fair enough. Because they can't hear it, because it's not high-pitched enough.
Yeah.
Whereas Japanese people can hear anything.
Yeah.
Because they've got super hearing, haven't they?
Yeah, because they're massive gorillas.
Yeah. Gorilla.
Yeah. I totally meant to say Godzilla.
I know you did. Well, there's a...
And I'd like to say, if you're worried, I am an English teacher and I teach a lot of Japanese people, and they are massive gorillas.
Yeah. I teach them how to eat bananas. some reason they haven't figured that out yet. But you'd think they'd know how to do.
But then we decided that we would do homework. Because we were quite drunk, we thought, hey, maybe while we're drunk we can write really, really funny stuff.
Well, yeah.
That was our first mistake.
Yeah. Okay, hello, listeners. So we're just coming up with a brand new weekly slot
called
Drunk Parables.
Drunk Parables, okay.
We've completely run out of the ability to come up with any new ideas off of our own.
While sober.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to get as arsehole as possible.
Well, we've already done that part, right?
Yeah, well, that's done.
Yeah, stage one complete.
Yeah. The next bit's going to be more complicated.
Yeah, we're
this
making
bit
a
was
list.
really easy.
We're making a list of animals at the moment, and so far... so far...
Why that's so hard?
Yeah, so far we've got 5. We've got 5 animals on our list.
Yeah.
And it's taken us about 5 minutes. Basically, we made a list of animals and a list of morals, although I'm not sure they were morals in the end. But we were going to write just so stories. Right?
Yeah.
The animals were dog, monkey, donkey, penguin, elephant, spider, horse, frog, pig, sheep, kangaroo, or mouse.
Okay, so what you have to understand from this list is that as drunken people, we decided that these were definitely the best animals to be able to give morals to. Frog. Frogs. They're classically involved in
yeah, they
stuff in
are.
stories. Stories.
It's a good sign that you're doing well at sentences. There.
Oh yeah. But I'm always like this though. I don't need to be drunk to not remember what a frog is. Those well, the green hoppy ones, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're. Well, no, they're not always green. Some frogs are red.
Oh, okay, well, that's a piece of news for me.
Yeah. That's a piece of news. Yeah. You can see that on the TV tomorrow. Frogs are red. Shocker.
I know. I want the frog news. Dong. Frog seen. It's red coloured. Dong. Other frog green. In other news.
Dogs have heads.
Dogs, yeah.
Then we got down to the more difficult task of writing morals, and we did this we had 2 tries at this. The first one we felt was a failure, and this is the failure. Morals like don't shit on your own doorstep, people who live in glass houses, and Christmas comes but once a year. That great moral. Other ones we wrote were... no, actually we tried 3. We had 3 goes at this.
Oh, wow.
The second one was, don't be angry, don't be greedy. Bit more simple.
Don't be.
Yeah. Don't have sex. Don't be getting all up inside my grill.
Don't be getting all up in my grill.
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
But it...
What does it mean?
It doesn't matter. If you don't get it, then you don't have to worry about it, do you?
If I get it, it's going to be about a mouse climbing up inside an oven.
I think don't be getting all up inside my grill, right? The fact that you say you don't understand what it means. You do. It's self-explanatory.
Yeah. So don't get inside someone else's grill.
No, don't be getting up in my grill, man. It's something that the Spacey Rizwar would say.
All right, so then we made a list of more ridiculous morals.
Oh, yeah.
And these were the ones we were actually choosing from. Number 1, always share your crisps. Or your crisps might share you.
Good.
That's a moral. Always share your crisps or your crisps might share you.
That's great.
Number 2, the shorter you are, the dumber you are. I don't remember writing that at all.
I don't remember any of this.
No.
I don't remember any of this.
Number 3, people with bags for friends shouldn't sit on bags.
Good.
That's number 3. Number 4.
If you don't have a lamp, why you got a lampshade?
I like that a lot. It sounds like a moral.
Just a bit.
It's like that should mean something. Yeah. If you don't have a lamp, why have you got a lampshade? Number 5, if you can't share your biscuits, you might as well go to space.
Good.
Number 7, slap a penguin today, kiss a penguin tomorrow. And that's despite the fact that one of our animals was penguin. So you could have got penguin and that moral.
Well, that would have been helpful. I mean, that would have at least had a kind of clear kind of through line or something.
Number 9, why do you own so many hats when you've only got one head?
Good.
Number 10 was don't be getting all up inside my grill. So those were the 10 we had to choose from. Yeah.
I made it from the aborted list. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't do murder didn't.
Yeah,
we went into different rooms and I seem to remember spending about maybe 1 or 2 minutes writing this.
Well done, yeah.
And then stopping. And I haven't looked at it since. Once upon a time, there was a donkey who owned 516 biscuits. Hey, donkey, said a pig. Why have you got so many biscuits? My uncle Spiff gave them to me. I'm going to use them to grow biscuit trees. Biscuits don't grow on trees, donkey, you fucking slow-witted twit. They come out of factories. We'll see about that, said Donkey, and went to live in space. And the moral of the story is, if you can't share your biscuits, you might as well go to space.
Oh, brilliant.
At the end.
I was quite successful.
You think?
Yeah, in terms of
It fulfilled the criteria.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have had 2 goes.
What?
I remember having 2 goes.
At the time,
aborting one, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know which one's which. And I can't fucking read either of them. But I'll have a go. Once upon a time, there was a white sheep who bemoaned the lack of black sheep in his family. The sweaty ham. he decided to get a black brother. So he went to a neighbouring farm and got one.
What was the moral? Oh, the bags, yeah.
Yeah, and the moral is...
If people have bags for friends shouldn't sit on bags. Okay, and you've got another one, yeah?
Okay, let's see if this one's got anything to do with bags. Once upon a time, there was a lonely sheep. He was bad at making friends because he didn't like regular sheep stuff, like sitting on bags. So all the other sheep hated him. Fine, thought the sheep, I'll befriend not sheep. One day, a bag flew by, and it was all stripy. Hello, bag, said the sheep, and they became fast friends. Also, I will sit on you, so I don't have to sit on grass. He couldn't tell one bag from the next. He sat on the wrong bag. Not that there was a right bag. The bags got him.
Good ending.
I pronounce this test a success.
Right, so hello everybody. We've got some...
And hello, every
not
body.
Yeah, we've got some very exciting news, haven't we? Howard went...
I'm really glad that I joined in, because you get to say the normal thing, and then I feel like left out, so then I join in and say something stupid that makes me sound like a massive idiot, and then I hate myself for 5 minutes afterwards. Is that how it always starts?
I think that's how it always
Why
starts.
can't I just say, hello everybody, and then
And
you can
hello
say,
every wobble body.
no, you are, because you said something good. That's not fair.
I said something dumb. It's just because I said it, you like it, but if you say it, you don't like it. It doesn't matter what you say.
But you said every wobble body, that was funny.
It's so dumb. It's just a noise. It's just a noise. Well, no, what I'm saying is, we've got some pretty exciting news, right? Or at least it excites me.
Oh, really?
Which is that Howard went back to visit his parents, and while Howard was visiting his family, he went up in the attic. Right?
I did.
And found some very exciting things up there. You thought that surely Howard can't find any more stuff from his past.
How big is this guy's attic? How big is it?
And why don't his parents ever just throw it all away? They must have so much up there.
If they threw the attic away, then the rain would get in, wouldn't it?
That's true. Here's your project on death. Introduction.
Yeah.
In this project, I shall include the different beliefs of people around the world on the subject of death. I shall include a word search. I shall include a word search because I think that's heavily associated with religion, belief, and death. I found the word corpse. Brilliant. Okay, rot.
Death.
Found the word rot.
A death word search. Fantastic. Yeah.
A poem.
Oh.
You're going to include a poem. And other such items. Things like songs, crosswords, I don't know, some kind of game. I hope to be able to learn something from this project. Yeah, that is the point of school.
Is it?
Well done. And hope to broaden my knowledge. Same as learning something. So really, you've already said that, don't worry. I hope to learn something, broaden my knowledge, and gain information.
It's all about padding it out. You've got to do a certain amount of words.
But this is the best bit, because the thing I glanced at earlier was the contents, all right? So fortunately you start on page 1, so that you've learned something there.
But this is page 1, so I shouldn't really...
No, this doesn't...
I've learned nothing.
No, this is page 7, look.
Okay. That's weird.
Yeah, no, I think that's been Tipp-X'd out. All right, if I'm going to do it, it's a list. So here are the contents. Sikh death, Hindu death, Christian death, Muslim death, Buddhist death, Jewish death, brilliant. Chinese death. Oddly, I read them in the wrong order there for humorous effect. But actually it's Sikh death, Hindu reincarnation, death word search, Christian death, Abu Dakas.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is, but I guess we'll find out, won't we?
I'll tell you, that's the thing that I made up.
Oh, God.
That's the thing I made up in order to pad out my project. Was like I haven't got enough deaths here. I mean, I've already picked Chinese, and that's not a religion. I better make up a religion.
It's weird 'cause I'm not sure. Does this need padding out? It's so long. I don't remember doing this much work. I just remember cutting out pictures and gluing them. So Abu Dakas, a meeting with death, Muslim death, Buddhist death, Jewish death. Coping with bereavement. That's a lot for a kid to be dealing with. I mean, this was high school, right? So this would have been like 12 or 13 years old we're doing this. Now, after Chinese death, the chapter I'm looking forward to most, anagrams. Like Fiad. Fiad, Tehad, Deta. It's just like, what the fuck is that going to be? A chapter on anagrams in a project about death. Did you just go, oh, did you...
Hated.
Well done. And finally, bibliography.
Bibliography.
I think you've used a series because book title, Our Hindu Friends by Tony Perry. Our Muslim Friends by Anne Farncombe. Our Christian Friends by Arthur Nichols. Our Buddhist Friends, Joan Ascott. Our Sikh Friends, Anne Farncombe again. And Our Jewish Friends, Margaret Chalk.
So Anne Farncombe's got more friends.
She's got, Muslim and Sikh. She's got a lot of friends.
And she's more, she's more accepting of other cultures.
Where's Our Chinese Friends?
Where's our Abu Dakas friends?
Oh, Abu Dakas, they don't exist. So, let's get on with chapter 1.
It's going to be really boring then, isn't it? Because it's just going to be like me regurgitating what Richard Thames wrote.
Yeah. Sikh death. In general. Sikhs being the Sikhs they are. Turned out you weren't just regurgitating, you were Howardising things, don't worry. Sikhs being the Sikhs they are.
Yeah.
Why did you feel the need to add that phrase?
I don't know. It's like Sikhs being the Sikhs they are. That's 5 words, isn't it?
I bet you were consciously trying to be funny as well, because I think almost the thing about
typical Sikhs.
The thing about
because I don't know what a Sikh was. So I'd be like, oh, those crazy Sikhs.
The thing about you that I always remember, and I'm very aware, is that there has been no point in your life when you have taken things seriously, right? I mean, and even though you have written serious things, but you've never taken things that seriously, particularly things that you were told to do. The only things you could even approach taking seriously are things you chose to do, like writing Doctor Who books, for example, or scripts or whatever. Then you might edge towards taking it seriously, but there'll still be jokes in. But if there's one thing that you definitely wouldn't, that's schoolwork. Anyway, Sikhs, being the Sikhs they are, do not mourn when one of their family ceases to live. Ceases to live.
Hey,
word count. That's 3 words instead of 1.
It's a project on death. I'm aware that there's going to be the word death's going to be in there a lot. I'm going to mix it up a bit.
Let's see how many synonyms you can get. So that's number 1. Synonym for death, ceases to live. This is because they believe all creatures, brackets, great and small.
Yeah, yes, very good, Trevor.
Yes, have a great many lives. And the life of a human is just one single solitary stage in an almost never-ending life cycle. Hindus, being of the religion they are, believe in reincarnation. Weird, so weird. Hindus believe that the kinder you are in your present life, the better your next incarnation will be. If you are someone who goes around and blows things up.
Yeah.
Including people.
So
that's what it says. If you are someone who goes around and blows things up, including people.
Because, your job might be blowing up old buildings because you're like a destructionist or whatever they're called.
Yeah, destructionist, yeah. A professional destructionist who blows up old buildings. Yeah. Well, you're going to be an ant in your next life. Yeah. That was my job.
But, especially people then. Someone that blows people up.
But what about if you work in a sex shop and it's your job to inflate the sex dolls?
Yeah, well, you're definitely going to go to fucking hell, aren't you?
Yeah, that's fair.
Or, no, not to hell.
No, to Antland. To Antland. All right, so word search. Okay, so the word list is Buddhist, burial, Christian, coffin, cremation, crematorium. What?
Chinese.
What? No, it's not there, unfortunately.
No, because it's got nothing to do with death, has it?
Yeah. Christian death.
Hey,
so this is for us.
This is my favourite kind of death.
Yeah, I have found it quite difficult to choose which kind of death I would do a project on.
Yeah.
I considered blind death. Of course, Christians, being the Christians they are. Yeah, that's what it says.
No.
Are very sad. When one of their loved ones dies.
Yeah, typical Christian.
Yeah, as they are not going to see the person alive again.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. That is undeniably true.
It's only it's true of Christians because everyone else believes they're going to turn into a monkey and stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
Or go to Nirvana land.
But they still, it's the same thing though. I mean, if you think the person's going to get reincarnated, you don't go, oh, it's all right because I'll see them as a dog.
Yeah, you do that. Like, that's what Hindus do.
It could be
anywhere.
That's what
the Hindus.
It could be any that dog could be anywhere. Right, number 6, here we go. This is the one I'm looking forward to. This is it. Abu Dakas.
Ooh.
Completely invented, not real, made up thing that you thought, there's not enough death in this. I'm writing about death, but my project's just not original enough. Because like loads of people have written about Sikhs, Muslims.
Got to get the edge, innit?
The ancient tribe, I love this first sentence by the way.
Yeah.
The ancient tribe of Abu Dakas, which died out over 5 decades ago. Over 5 decades ago. So like 54 years ago. Died out. I mean, immediately, as a teacher, you just go, okay, he made that up. You're just like, oh, fuck. Either he made it up or he doesn't know what a century is.
Yeah.
Because it's never over 5 decades. Like, you don't know exactly when, but it's between 50 and 60 years. It's pretty specific, but not enough.
Yeah, it's more of a vintage tribe than an ancient one, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fucking recent tribe.
45 years ago, the ancient tribe of Abu Dakas.
Yeah. It's a kid's understanding of time, isn't it? That's what it is. It's like 5 decades is forever ago when you're a kid. So yeah, they've died out 5 decades ago. But died out, that's so recent to die out. Like the last remaining member of the tribe died in 1961.
Yeah.
You know? And then they knew. It's we know 5 decades. Give it away straight away. Which died out over 5 decades ago, believed in a very...
Don't say how far over 5 decades. It could be like 20,000 years ago, couldn't it? I mean, that's over 5 decades.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't bother to check, but it's definitely not less than 50 years. I mean, it's probably 1 million years ago.
Yeah. It's a bit high. Should come down on that number a bit.
Okay, say 5 decades.
Yeah, that's more likely.
All right, so they believed in a very complicated form of reincarnation. Unlike these other major religions, which are all very simple. When a male died in the Australian tribe, they would be burned to a fine ash. Not a big, thick ash, but a fine... Oh, you've burned him wrong. Can you burn him again?
Not that lumpy ash.
And their ashes would be placed in a wooden box, which the deceased would have made themselves when they came of age.
Yeah.
The box would then be placed in the branches of a tree, very high up, to indicate that men could climb high. Men, right? Not women. Women are rubbish at climbing trees.
Yeah, they go at the bottom because they can't climb trees at all.
So they're put in a tree, and then this also would be set alight. Set the tree on fire. We've got to, every time someone dies, we've also got to kill a tree. We've got to keep it even, because otherwise nature will win. The people of Abu Dakas believed that the spirit of the deceased would enter the tree, but the tree's on fire. so they're like, fucking hell, I'm on fire again. All right, I've already died once, and now you've put my spirit in a tree. Set fire to the tree. They're like, I can't just go to heaven or something.
No.
I wish I was Christian.
You've got to be a burning tree now.
Okay, I'm pretty excited because next line, when a female died,
hello.
the same ritual would be followed, except their ashes would be placed in a basket, not a box, which would also have been made when the girl came of age.
Well, okay, she has to make a basket because she's
a girl.
Weaver, yeah.
The basket would be placed in lower branches of the tree. This was to show women could not climb very high. You fucking moron. That's your invention. The man boxes go in the top of the tree because men are good at climbing trees. But women are rubbish because they're holding a baby. So they can't climb trees as well. And they've got a skirt on, so they have to climb trees side saddle.
Listen, this is my interpretation of what it was like in ancient times. That
ancient times, 50 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 50 years ago, that's what people thought, isn't it? It's not what I thought.
No, of course not.
I thought women could climb higher than a tree. Just keep climbing. When the tree ran out,
Well, this is
carry on going. That's what I think about women.
This is a reflection of what you were taught at school, isn't it? Of how the education system warped your mind, including religious education, into believing that women could not climb trees as well as men.
Yeah.
That's what they taught us at school. That was one of the main in almost every subject. Maths, first lesson 1, women are rubbish at climbing.
Yeah.
Geography, where are the women? At the bottom of the tree.
In maths, woman plus tree, bottom of tree.
Yeah.
Man plus
absolutely.
tree, top of tree. Yeah.
Exactly. English, subject, woman, verb, can't climb,
Yeah.
object, a tree.
Tree, yeah.
Brilliant. My views are that the tribe of Abu Dakas were a bit sexist.
Hey!
But apart from this, I found that their customs were very interesting and highly fascinating. Again, saying the same thing twice. Well, that's a bit of a surprise. Yeah, it wasn't. You were self-consciously being sexist, so that you could then go, well, actually, I believe that the thing I just made up, the thing I just invented, is really sexist.
Yeah.
What a sexist bastard I am.
Yeah, I'd never do anything like that, apart from when I just did it now.
Buddhist death, in general. Buddhists.
Being the Buddhists they are.
No, because you've done that a few times already, so you've got to have a bit of a change.
Yeah.
Buddhists being the dead Buddhists they are. That's what you've written. Buddhists being the dead Buddhists they are.
That's a rule of 3 joke. I've done it.
Well, I think you've done it. Haven't you done it more?
No, I've only done it twice.
When a Buddhist dies, festivals are held. Way!
Things have changed. People don't celebrate the death of Buddhists so much now.
The local monks are invited.
Yeah, they are.
Local monks. It's like they're homeless people are saying. Go and get the local monks, will you? Monks. Any monks? No, sorry. I tried to invite monks, but there aren't any around here. I've got this fox. Is that close enough? When I called the monks, they all ran away. They all ran up a tree and hid.
All the way to
With
the
the
top,
Abu
though, 'cause
Dakas,
they're men monk.
Yeah, I caught this woman monk. She couldn't get very high.
Couldn't climb.
All right, now this is the one I'm looking forward to. This is going to be useful for all of us.
Oh, what is this?
Chapter 11, Coping with Bereavement.
Okay.
So some sage advice from the 13-year-old Howard Long.
Well, it's probably not from me, is it?
No,
Or is it?
well,
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
Were any of the books I read about coping with bereavement, or I just made it up myself? Have a burn. Go,
No, they
get
weren't,
yourself some new
because they're all
shoes.
religious, except for ancient foreign rites, which
I made up. Yeah.
you made up, and death customs. But even that customs doesn't seem like it's going to help you deal with it. It's just your teacher has put a question mark here, and I agree, because it says the first line is a member of the race who was very close to a person who has died, and she's put a question mark above race. Like what do you mean?
You know.
Are usually very sad and distraught, and this calls for comforting. I guess you mean a person, right? A member of the race. You mean a person who was close to another person who has died.
I mean,
is
because
usually very sad.
I've divvied everyone up into different religions and things. So I'm the member of the race. So, like, if a Chinese person has died, a member of the race,
We
i.e.,
haven't
a
had
Chinese person.
yet.
Oh, we're just going to cope with bereavement first.
Yeah.
Let's cope
And
with.
then like Chinese death, because you can't deal with that until you've got you've prepared for it. That's the worst one. Anagrams.
Yeah, it's important.
They're usually very sad and distraught, and this calls for comforting.
Oh, yeah.
The distraught character should
Yeah. What should
should cry
Oh, yeah.
till they have no more tears left. Right? So until they're dehydrated, until they're a skeleton. Until they're a skeleton, and then they won't feel bad anymore because
cry.
they're also dead.
They cry until they hear the Ohio Grant come a knocking. That's what they should do.
The distraught character should cry till they have no more tears left, and friends should be kind and make cups of tea for them.
Yeah, coping with bereavement from Howard Long, age 13.
Tea.
Crying.
I've seen this happen. I saw my aunt very upset once about someone dying. Tea and crying seems to be the order. Yeah, so friends should be kind and make cups of tea for them.
Yeah, or coffee.
And the friend of the distraught person
The friend.
should
Just
try and cheer them up by taking them out and enjoying themselves. Question mark.
Yeah, take them out. Like, okay, come out here. Look.
Yeah, but it doesn't
I'm
say...
just wanking up.
It doesn't say...
Just having a wank.
It doesn't say that they're going to take them out and get the bereaved person. No. Take them out and you enjoy yourself. Whoa, hey! I'm having a great time on this roller coaster. Stop crying.
Yeah, could you hold my bag whilst I go on this roller coaster?
Woohoo! Yeah, look at me. There's a picture of me on the log flume. What do you think? Stop crying. Have you still not run out of tears yet?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Are you not a skeleton yet?
Yeah, have some more tea. Don't like tea.
The distraught people should try and remember the bad things about the deceased. Which should make the grief easier to bear.
Do you remember? Remember how he used to pick his nose? What a dick!
Yeah.
I'm glad he's dead.
Oh. Try, if possible, be happy that the person is dead. That's what you're saying.
It
But
is.
the best part of this is that your teacher has written a strange viewpoint. Yeah. Howard, you are fucking weird. You are a fucking weird 13-year-old. I wish I didn't have to mark your work. It really disturbs me. Also, the things that most remind the distraught person of the deceased should be
Burned.
videoed
Videoed.
and watched several times
Several times.
until they are sick of this thing.
Oh, fuck, it's like the Clockwork Orange.
Then,
Forced to watch videos of elephants or something like, because they really loved elephants. I hate elephants now.
things that remind you of the distraught person. I mean, but if that's like a souvenir or something, you say, "Oh, I remember how much they liked using this spoon. This was their favourite spoon."
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Make a video of that.
video of the spoon and watch it. That's weird, right? This is their favourite cup. It's my 3-hour video of a cup.
I mean, that would make me hate them a bit, I have to admit. Like, if this was something you had to do when someone died, I'd be like, actually, I'm kind of glad that they're dead now.
Conclusion. I found the subject of death much more difficult to do a project on than I had expected. I found there were only a few things to write about. But the few things I did write about and find out were interesting, especially the piece of the Australian tribe. The most interesting thing in my project, which spanned all major religions in the world, was the bit I made up about a tree.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Worst Writer in the World. It's not over yet, though, this episode, Howard, because people might remember that we have been yamming on about an event we've been doing in the Secret Gang called The Worst Writers in the World, in which we asked our patrons, our lovely patrons, to write short pieces using prompts that we gave them, and then we did live streams of us reading them and being really, really nice about them and hugely complimentary
Really nice
and very
complimentary,
constructive
yeah.
and just generally great people like we are.
Yeah.
But we also said we might read some on the end of these shows, right? And we've decided we will read some extracts on the end of the show. For example, here's a short extract from a piece written by Miles Helms. And the prompt we gave him was alien legs replace people's legs.
That's a good prompt.
That is a good prompt, so here we go. It was just a normal day, he noticed, as he left his house the third time. Well, except that everyone was scurrying around with confused looks and yells for help, since alien legs had replaced everyone's legs with themselves, and therefore had a mind of their own. That's all the first sentence.
That's a good sentence. That's a really good sentence, and really gets straight into the story, which I appreciate.
Wastes no time with punctuation. There is no need to tell you any more about this man. What man? Fucking man. There is no need to tell you any more about this man or mention him ever. Oh no, it was just a normal day. He noticed as he left his house. Sorry, I got that sentence was so long that I forgot what happened at the beginning. There is no need to tell you any more about this man.
You haven't told me anything about him at all, though.
Yeah, except that he noticed it was a normal day.
Yeah. It says there's no need to tell you any more about him, but it seems like the very next sentence is going to tell me something about him, right?
Yeah, definitely. All we know so far is his pronouns. That's all we have on him. So if you want to hear more of us reading people's stories and being really nice and constructive and helpful about it, just being super positive and never criticising anyone ever.
No, they all getting 19 in merit.
They all got 19. Unfortunately, it was out of 1 million.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you want to see that, go to patreon.com/manbycow. Join for as little as $2 a month and you'll get immediate access to all those videos of us reading that stuff.
Wow, and so much more, including episodes of the Man by Cow podcast, Benchleaf Adventures, and famously, as everyone's really excited about, the sequel to Lee Brumby's joke.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Bye-bye, milk.
Bye-bye, milk.
He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer. Yeah.